are members of CMAW, Canada's new construction union. Just a few years ago, they were in the BC Carpenters Union and controlled by the American-based Brotherhood of Carpenters and Joiners. Today they are affiliated with CEP, following a tough struggle to break away from the international union. It was long overdue after decades of domination from Washington, D.C., where all of the significant decisions were made.
The International continues to this day, and still other parts of Canada, to negotiate collective agreements behind closed doors with no local input, or very little, and signs collective agreements with major construction companies that they expect our members to go to work under, that had no part of bargaining or negotiating, or even in most cases, ratifying.
CMAW members work on construction sites across British Columbia and at oil sands mega projects in Alberta. CMAW also represents shipyard workers, school board employees, and industrial shop workers.
When we belonged to the United Brotherhood of Carpenters, we had no representation. We paid per capita to the United States of America, received very little, if anything, back. International Union came after us in Canada to restructure the union in a top-down model, which was going to strip the democratic rights of our members from electing their own officers and running their own pension and welfare plans, and our members wouldn't stand for it. So that was the issue that drove us to the conclusion that we had to fight the fight.
But the fight would be long and bitter. The movement for autonomy among BC carpenters goes back at least 50 years. Over that time, there were many leaders within the carpenters who wanted to break away, but they were always pushed back by threats and intimidation from the international union.
But most of all, behind it all was this threat that we'll put you under supervision. And they can do that under the international constitution. They put you under supervision. Newly elected officers will hold office, they seize all the money, you'll have no money, you'll have no strike fund. That's always the ultimate threat.
They threw up every single roadblock that they could possibly muster. We spent years in court, we spent over $8 million in legal fees fighting the international, and it goes on to this day. Just because we've left, they still resent the fact that we've chosen to affiliate with a major Canadian union, and that we have, the potential to grow and put our own fates in our own hands.
The boldest initiative since the CEP-CMAW partnership began is the decision to represent construction workers at Alberta oil sands megaprojects. It started with 700 workers at the Canadian Natural Resources Horizon Development, and has now expanded to hundreds more who work at Shell's new project. The long-term goal here and across Canada is to represent all employees on a job site rather than just carpenters.
In Canada, there's about 450,000 non-union construction workers, and really that's the biggest, largest, last group of unorganized blue-collar workers in the country. And most of them work under appalling conditions, and they want and deserve a union.
A large percentage of Horizon workers are from Quebec, working under agreements between CEP and FDQ, the Federation of Workers in Quebec.
Plusieurs sont déjà ici depuis 16, 17 ou 18 mois, ce qui fait que les gens ont permis à des familles de vivre, ont permis à des familles de se garantir leur avenir.
Comme j'ai tout le temps dit, vous êtes la paire de lance de ce qu'on a commencé depuis 8 ans. Et je pense que c'est un des plus beaux projets qu'on a tout le temps eu avec le CEP. C'était qu'au Canada, l'Union, on est capable de développer.
As President of the National Union, I wanted to particularly come to this membership meeting to let you know how important and how involved the National Union and how committed we are into creating a construction union.
Vous savez, au CEP, on a perdu des milliers de membres dans l'industrie forestière. L'industrie forestière traverse actuellement la pire crise de l'histoire qu'on a jamais connue au Canada. On perd des membres, donc des usines industrielles qui ferment un peu partout, en Colombie-Britannique, en Ontario, au Québec, au Nouveau-Brunswick, c'est à travers le Canada que les usines ferment. Et ça fait qu'on fait rencontrer tantôt des gens qui travaillaient dans une usine du SCEP à Chandler, des gars qui ont été des anciens membres du SCEP, il y en a peut-être d'autres ici dans la salle, qui sont redevenus des membres du SCEP en train de travailler ici à la construction.
The new relationship is a good fit for CEP and CMAW. Both have large numbers of members working in major industrial sites across Canada, often alongside each other. CMAW is now the largest construction union in BC, with 16 locals covering 200 different certifications. And with more than 1,000 members working at oil sands projects, the future has never been brighter.
It's been a long struggle, and our members have been solid behind us all the way. And I'm proud to say that in the province of British Columbia, our local union hasn't wavered one iota in terms of supporting the struggle for a Canadian union.
I never, ever once questioned that the membership supported autonomy. And that was my job. We had countless referendums, but it didn't matter what local I went into. You talk autonomy and mean it, and the membership was there.